Hello, hi everyone. Welcome back to this session of Direct and Indirect Part 3. And in today's class, we will be dealing with the connectives and its use in the direct and indirect. So what are connectives? They can be referred to as conjunctions. And the use of these conjunctions or the connectives, it depends on the kinds of sentences, like in affirmative, what do we do? In optative, in exclamatory, in interrogative. So it depends on the kinds of sentences, and like inside the inverted comma, what actually comes, that also should be converted into indirect form. So how do we do it? Like in assertive, we usually use that. We usually connect it by that. So for example, in an expression of wishes, like good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, these are the forms of wishes before we address anybody. So for an example, let's see here. The director said, good morning, I'm happy to see you all. So what is this? It's a direct speech, and there is a term of address there. And what is the term of the address? Good morning. The director addresses good morning before he says something else. He addresses by saying good morning. So this is the term of address. Now this good morning should be converted into object. So subject, verb, object. I have turned it into object. So the term of the address can be converted into object, okay, and it should be kept after the address. So what did he address? He wished. This is the address by the director. So the director wished us good morning and said that he was happy to see us all. So this is how we change the assertive formation of sentences from direct to indirect with the use of that. And here I have used that as a connective. So now coming to the second part of the connectives, like the second kind of sentences, we already did the assertive, now this is interrogative. In case interrogative sentences means which do have a question formation there. So there are three types: A, B, and C. In A, it's a yes/no question, and this is always where we use the connectives as if or whether. So in the yes/no question, we use the connectives if or whether. In WH question, we use the connectives with WH. And in question tags, we just use it by if. So let's start with yes/no question. I said to Roma, have you eaten your meal? I asked Roma whether she had eaten her meal or if she had eaten her meal. This is how we change. This is direct, indirect. Now let's go to B in the WH questions. She said to mother, where is my skirt? Where is my skirt? It starts with W. And in the indirect form, we use the same formation there. We use the WH connectives. So she asked her mother where her skirt was. Now in the interrogative, in the question tags formation, where there is a question tag at the end. For example, my sister said, you want more chocos, don't you? My sister asked if I wanted more chocos. My sister asked if I wanted more chocos. So in the interrogative formations, we have three separate ways and connectives to use indirect and direct and indirect speech. Okay, coming to the third part, we have the imperative form of sentences, and in the imperative form of sentences, we can in the imperative, in the reporting verbs, you can use said, told, requested, suggested, advised, forbade, okay, on the basis of the types of the sentences. Like we usually use the connectives as not to or to, depending on the kind of sentences. For example, the doctor said to Mr. Rai, don't smoke. The doctor, now this is a suggestion, so I have used the word suggested. The doctor suggested Mr. Rai not to smoke. Don't converts to not to. Let us always remember, don't always gets converted to not to, and this becomes a connective. The host said to me, look out of the window. The host told me to look out of the window. So these are the two examples I have given you in regards to imperative, and let us not forget that imperatives you can use told, requested, suggested, advised. Okay, told, requested, suggested, forbade, advised, and many more. It depends upon the kinds of sentences. It depends upon the kinds of sentences what you are going to use here. Now we come to exclamatory and optative types of sentences for direct and indirect. Like when we are talking about exclamatory, it's the expression of joy, anger, surprise, hate. It comes all of a sudden. So let's see. Uncle said, alas, I'm robbed. He was unaware that he would be robbed. Now this is a surprise to him. So Ankush exclaimed. That's how we write in the exclamatory sentences. Exclaimed. Now he exclaimed with what? The degree of his feelings. If he was happy, it would have been another word here, but this is a sorrowful act, so we write sorrow. That he was robbed. We use the connective that. Dia said, what a sight to see. Dia had been somewhere else and she must have seen something very, very exciting. Okay, so she says, what a sight to see. That means Dia exclaimed with joy. Dia exclaimed with joy. This is a sheer kind of happiness. With joy that it was a sight to see. So this is how we do exclamatory. And in the case of optative now, all said gets changed to blessed, prayed, wished, cursed, and many more. So my grandfather said to me, may God bless you. This is a wish, a wishing. So my grandfather, instead of said, all said gets changed to blessed in accordance to the sentence. Here it's a blessing. May God bless you is a blessing. So we use blessed. My grandfather blessed me that God might bless me. So this is how we bring the difference between exclamatory and optative. You can see a table here that represents the direct and the indirect changes with the word let. We often use let in our sentences. So when are those conditions when we use let? For example, when we order, we use let. When we have a consent or a proposal, we use let. When we have a wish or a desire, we can use let. And constitution, or even if there is a certain condition, and in that condition we overrule that condition, and in that situation we use let. For example, order. The teacher said, "Let no one shout." The teacher said that no one was to shout. So this is where we change the verb. The teacher said that no one was to shout, and it has been used by the connective that. In the consent or the proposal, like we are working together for a certain cause, and the singer said, "Let us sing together." The singer proposed. It depends, the word is proposal. So we can say agreed, we can say proposed, that we should sing together. Consent or proposal is used or connected by the word that, and we have to bring should here, and wish and desire also is connected by the word that, and we can bring should here. For example, the girl said, "Let me go out." Somebody is keeping her captive, so she wishes to go out. The girl wished that she should go out. And in the case of concession, or even if Ram said, "Let it rain, I will go out," whatever it may be. Even if this thing happens, I'm not going to listen to anybody, I'm doing it. So it means Ram said that. Okay, we are using a connective that. Even if it rained, he would go out. Now here is a difference. In the other cases, when we use should, like in consent and proposal or wish and desire, when we are using should, here we can use would. So it rained. Ram said that even if it rained, he would go out. So these are the 4 categories of the word let. And according to the sentences, we can change it from direct to indirect. So the basic thing is, what kind of sentence is it in the direct form? Is it an ordered form? Is it a consent or proposal? Is the sentence does the sentence consist of a wish or a desire, or is it a concession or even if? So depending on this, we change from direct to indirect. We are to the end of the direct and the indirect speech, and finally a little bit of a burden is off our shoulders when we come to know that there cannot be any direct and indirect changes. From direct to indirect changes, there cannot be the changes made in cases of universal facts, habitual action, and the thing which is still true. For example, Asia is the largest continent. Till now, Asia is the largest continent, and it's still true. So somebody says, the teacher said, Asia is the largest continent. And when I have to bring it into indirect, I would say the teacher said that Asia is the largest continent. It remains the same. Every dog has its tail. Habitual action. For example, this is to be very, very carefully noticed, that it is made and reported at the same time. If the action is made and reported at the same time and the fact is still true, like for example, after having taught direct and indirect, I am tired. Instantly somebody reports it to someone. He says that he is tired. I'm tired. Sun sets in the west. I don't think anyone can now change the sun setting in the east. It's a universal fact. Water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. I don't think anyone can say that water freezes at 100 degrees Celsius. So these are the universal facts. Habitual action, still true. So this is all about direct and indirect, and I hope you have enjoyed going through my video. Thank you very much. Have a nice time. Keep watching.